Well, joining us now is Aquaman, and it's very apropos because it's so wet here in Southern California. Of course, I'm talking about Riggs Eckelberry. He's the CEO of OriginClear. OCLN is their stock symbol. Welcome back to the program.
I'm not ripped like Aquaman, but I'll take it.
Well, you know, you're the water guy. You're the dean of water, and we got plenty of water going on in Los Angeles right about now.
Oh, yes. Well, I'll be spending the President's Day weekend up on the slopes. I'll report back.
Nice. Just a different form of water.
The kind that you love.
Yeah, it's the kind you can ski on.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So, it's been very interesting. You probably caught the announcement earlier this week about Progressive Water's on fire.
Yes, it is.
And, you know, I told you a while ago about, you know, Mike Jenkins getting this email out of the blue that he thought was a Dear John letter. And it turned out he'd won against 5 other huge multinationals. So that really was a big piece of January, but it was by no means all of it. There's a long list of deals that have been cooking. So they're on a roll. Modular Water continues to perform beautifully, so that's coming up behind. Mm-hmm. See, Progressive can only scale up so much because they're essentially a service company.
Right.
Modular is more of a product company, so it's more scalable, and they're coming up behind, with Progressive being the build base for them, right? So that's a good setup. And then you may have also caught that we have a new PR agency,
right?
Transmedia Group out of Florida, and they know all about the green algae and the red algae and the fecal matter and the multi-million-dollar homes and all that stuff. So
they're engaged.
They're delighted to be part of it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And the other thing that people are asking me, so Riggs, you haven't been talking about this acquisition. Mm-hmm. What's going on? Is it off? I'm like, no. First of all, there's so little I can say, right? It's all ... And I spoke, a few weeks ago about what I call the pearl of an acquisition. It's a wonderful company with great profit margins. Well, that's on track.
Okay.
And our investment bankers, TCA Capital, are very hard at work on it. And things, the best I can tell you is it's on track. I can't, for fear of saying more than I should.
Right.
Right.
Well, what people don't realize, especially in the public company venue, that you have to cross all the T's, you have to dot all the I's before you can announce an acquisition, because otherwise you're not being fully transparent.
Not only that, you don't want to condition the stock, et cetera, by having a false alert. So our attorneys in New York, are well paid to keep us from doing stupid things. And that's not one of them. But in addition, TCA is also devoted to really preparing us for my personal ambition, which is to get on the NASDAQ.
Right.
And they say, we're going to basically run a parallel track of get the acquisitions done, while at the same time working on the longer project of really getting the company ready for really what is a whole new phase of being what yesterday I called, in a meeting with them, the next large water company in America.
Well, how does it feel to be the disruptive force in what has been an archaic industry?
Right. So first of all, we had to figure out that, you know what? They don't want new technology.
Right.
So okay, we'll figure out another way of presenting this, because alien technology just doesn't play well. And I don't blame the water industry. They got public health concerns and so forth. But it's not a high adoption space. So instead, we found this incremental technology of the package, right? And that's gone great. And then we're going to stealth our own technology in there. But meanwhile, even with all that, J.L. Kindler, I'll have him on the show next week.
Okay.
He is in India, and he's doing a large deal there, which we'll be able to talk about. He's doing a fine job.
Now, of course, in foreign countries, you're much more readily received than you are here, because, again, we're not dealing with the age-old archaicness, the infrastructure that we have here in the United States.
Here we have infrastructure falling apart.
Right.
There they got none. So you're right. It's like, okay, let's do this, and there's no legacy issues to deal with. So yeah, he's doing very well over there.
And when people ask me to describe your company, I say basically the Uber of water.
I like it. Yeah.
Another slogan I've given you. I'm not charging you enough.
Yeah, really? What's up with that? We'll figure out a way.
Once again, the company is OriginClear, OCLN. We're talking with the Dean of Water, Aquaman, whatever adjective you want to give him. He is the Dean of Water. So much information to divulge and so much more to come. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.